I believe I just dropped my drone in your tree.
That's impossible. It's illegal to fly drones over private property.
Hi, and welcome to Yeti at Large. This is a channel focused on making the most out of what you have, no matter where you're at. Thanks for tuning in and helping out.
Today on Yeti at Large, we're going to do a public service announcement about frauds, scams, and heightening your awareness to not be a victim. I want to take a moment with today's episode to plug one of my favorite channels. Like my channel, it's a small one, but it's called SALT, Senior and Living Today. It's a great little channel where the host of the channel really looks at all of the different issues affecting seniors living today. Things from nutrition, wellness, healthcare, and today I want to contribute a little bit and support the efforts of that channel by talking about fraud and scams, maybe focus specifically on seniors. So please take a moment, find Senior and Living Today, subscribe, like, give her some support, send a comment. Economic Ninja supported me a while ago and it was great for my channel. I'd like to support Senior and Living Today. Many of you know I've recently retired from a career in public safety, and sadly, one of the most common calls that I would take was that of somebody who had been a victim of fraud, a scam. And many times it was through no fault of their own. Data breach at the credit card company or a larger release of information and they had their identity compromised. The bank or the credit card would tell them they needed a police report. We would file a police report with sadly little expectation of any real actionable investigation taking place to identify a suspect and bring charges. While anybody of any age group can be a victim of a scam attempt, sadly, all too often, fraud and scam is aimed at our seniors. A quick reminder, seniors, when you answer the phone and somebody says, "Can you hear me?" don't respond with a yes or a no. They can use your voice to then charge you for services you never ordered on your cell phone plan. Remember, it is highly unlikely that your grandchild is in jail and needing bail. No matter how convincing they sound, never, ever give away any information or offer to send any money. The answer is always no. If it's a legitimate issue, likely there'll be multiple phone calls, and you will be able to do your independent research to find the number or to find the information and to call your institution direct without using any links they give you, any numbers they give you, or any time they transfer the call to a supervisor. The answer is always no. Like the magicians of old, the divided attention, the distraction methods are what these modern day in-person scammers or fraud attempts are focusing on. And today we're going to talk specifically about the drone scam. If you've heard of this one, bear with us. There might be a new angle here. And if you have had someone attempt this to you or been a victim of this, please, without giving out your identity, we don't want to embarrass anybody, but leave a comment down below. Share your information. It might be helpful to somebody else. We collected video recently on the Ring doorbell at a loved one's house where the third attempt in as many months had taken place of this type of a scam. How the scam basically works is someone will ring the doorbell and say they've lost their drone in your backyard or on your porch or on your roof, something to that effect. Typically though, they'll make it easy where somebody, a mobility limited senior, can go with that person into the backyard to look for the drone. It's no different than back in the day when a kid would ring the doorbell and say, "We kicked our ball into your backyard." They're playing off of that emotion. What you'll notice though, many times just out of view around the corner, there'll be somebody waiting to take advantage of your distracted attention. We've recently captured 2 people trying such a scam on our Ring doorbell camera of a loved one's house. We installed this Ring doorbell after the first attempt when, believe it or not, we actually found a drone in the backyard. Now, we haven't determined if this drone is damaged and broken beyond repair, but it is a DJI AVATA drone. And you can see here by the link to Amazon, this is a very expensive drone. So making it far more difficult for us and our loved one, we actually had a drone in the backyard in the tree. The irony was, when the people came to the door, we denied them access to enter the property. It was after dark. We told them if we found a drone, we would put it by the front door and they could come back and get it in a couple of days. We did exactly that, and the drone sat out there for several weeks. They never came back for it. Highly suspicious considering the cost of this drone. The second attempt was a young man. This was after we installed our Ring doorbell, but we didn't have the full plan, so we couldn't capture the video. The young man advised he left a drone in the backyard, and sadly, 3 of us were trying to talk to him at the same time over the Ring doorbell. So I think he became very confused and thought we might have been crazier than he was, and he decided to just leave. We never found a drone in the backyard that time, and some time went by before a third attempt, and that's the one I'm going to show you now. With this third attempt, a young woman comes to the door. Her body language is telling you a lot of her lack of confidence, and if you look off screen, down by the street, you will see there is a young man standing out there who is the pick and roll on this scam attempt. She comes to the door. We answer the door verbally. She asks if anyone's home. That's your first challenge. That's none of your business if we're home or not. The reply is, "How can I help you?" She then advised she lost a drone. I informed her that that's impossible because it's illegal to fly drones over private property. And if you check your municipality, you'll find you have to have a license to fly a drone, and it is illegal to have a drone over private property at certain altitudes. There's a lot of regulations and restrictions covering drone flights. At that point, she informs us her daughter lost the drone in the backyard and that she's a neighbor of ours. I tell her it's a scam. We don't want you on our property. Leave immediately. If we find your drone, we'll contact you. The only intelligent thing she says is, "How will you contact me? You don't know who I am." Irrelevant. It's obviously a scam. I tell her to leave. Now, strong language content, if you're sensitive to profanity, you'll hear her mutter some stuff as she walks away when she's talking to the roll portion of the pick and roll.
Can I help you?
Hi.
Please repeat.
Is anyone home?
How can I help you?
Hi. I'm the neighbor. I believe I just dropped my drone in your tree.
That's impossible. It's illegal to fly drones over private property.
Yeah, I think it was my daughter that was actually flying it.
All right, this is clearly a scam. You need to leave immediately and not come back. If we find a drone, we'll contact you.
How would you contact me?
Leave immediately. We don't want you on our property.
Okay. Y'all fucked it up. Y'all fucked it up, dude.
I believe what their attempt was to get the elderly person to go with her to the backyard, not securing the back door or the front door, which would allow this person an opportunity to come inside the home and quickly secure photographs of IDs, credit cards, and other sensitive financial devices where they don't even take them. Many times they just get all the information off of it, maybe get a snapshot of a couple of utility bills. They can text that to a friend who is waiting in a car, and before they've even left your property, they're getting as many green dot cards or other wire transfers as fast as they can, and they haven't even actually taken your credit card, so you're not aware that you've been a victim of fraud until it's too late. By doing this, you can't stop the transactions when you realize your credit card's missing. They won't take your purse and run. You'll never even know it's been touched. While they're there, many times they'll look for prescription painkillers and other expensive prescription drugs and medicine cabinets. Seniors in past have had a bad reputation for hanging on to a lot of medicines. We're much better these days, and doctors are a lot less prone to prescribe painkillers. But I remember when I started in public safety, I would see bottles with 720 pills of prescription narcotic level painkiller given out by the VA. Terrible stuff. So fortunately, our senior in this situation never opened the door. I instructed the people to go away, and they responded in kind, and they left. We haven't had an attempt since then. I do think that people are looking for seniors in neighborhoods, grocery stores, gas stations, or they're just being attentive to who's driving around the neighborhood. We do have a transient population in the park that's just down the street, but I don't think that was the origin of this. I think these are 20-somethings who are perpetrating the scam and probably pretty good at it. They've had some success at it, but not this time, and we're grateful for that. That Ring doorbell has been a real good friend of the family. We're happy to have it on board. I remember Shaquille O'Neal was one of the early investors in Ring before they were picked up by a larger corporate entity. So, 3 drone scam attempts on our senior. One of them actually had a drone. Needless to say, the answer is no. Think slow, act slow. You're not being rude, you're not being inconsiderate. This is a new day and age, and you need to protect yourself. Don't crack the door, don't respond. You don't need to answer the door. Anybody that you know or care about or cares about you likely is going to call before they come near you, or they're going to be expected. When strangers show up on your door or approach you in public, 99% of the time, it's not in your best interest to engage in them. And I'm sorry we've come to this place in life. It is a shame, but at the same time, think slow and act slow, protect yourself. You'll be able to help people in the right channels if you have a servant's heart and you want to engage in charity. It is not ad hoc out on the street. Thank you so much for tuning in today. We really appreciate you coming to Yeti at Large. And please consider subscribing to Senior and Living Today. It's a great little channel. A lot of good stuff on there. Yeti at Large.